This video, I'm going to talk about letting people go. Letting people go. I've done so many videos on this subject, but this time I'm going to be more specific about what it means to let people go. If you know that you're a good person, there's a difference between good and perfect. When I say you're a good person, I'm not saying you're perfect. But when you're a good person, there comes a time where you feel you have invested so much energy, time, effort in people. And sometimes when you do this, it is going to feel like you don't have any energy left to invest in yourself. So it's why sometimes you find people, they are dragging behind. It could be a project, it could be your own personal development, it could be your growth. You're dragging behind because you have actually invested a lot of energy and attention into the wrong people. And you feel like it is time for you. It's now time for you. It is now time to invest in yourself. And what happens now, you start withdrawing the energy you've invested in other people and you put it back into yourself. But you also recognize that it is not going to help for you to invest in yourself and grow and evolve when you're still invested in the wrong people. So you start detaching from these individuals one by one. Sometimes they may fall away on their own. Sometimes you better have to let them go, release them. I broke away from a dysfunctional family matrix. We may be counting about 3 years now. And in my opinion, that was the toughest thing I ever had to do. It was one of the most challenging and complicated things I ever had, the decision I ever had to take. I didn't do it because I hated them, regardless of being scapegoated and all the things that used to happen in the system. Yes, a lot of things happened. But I felt like it's time for me, okay? I woke up at 40. So how much longer do we have to live? We have only one life, ladies and gentlemen. Even if we know that we never really die. But then, I thought that why not spend the rest of these couple of years investing in me? So that is exactly what I did, okay? So I started removing myself from the unit. And there are some people that I left behind, they think that I have anything against them, I have like this resentment, or I remember the things that used to happen. But then I forgot about these things. I remember, but I released that energy because you cannot move on to your healing journey when you're still in the energy of resentment, because resentment is a very low energy place to be. It keeps you stuck in the loop, okay? And now you're trying to break out of the loop. So I felt and I chose that I'm going to start loving people from a distance. You can have a lot of love for people, even the ones that have broken you and hurt you. You can have a lot of love for these people. But that now you have chosen to love yourself a little bit more. You no longer want them to be around you because in a way or two, they are going to continue to hinder your progress, your personal development as a person. So you release them with love. You have got to have compassion for these individuals. There's things that they have done. Because you see, one of the things you need to understand about your enemies, A lot of your enemies operate within the ego. The reason why they do things to you, try to hurt you, break you, and stuff like that, they are doing things within the ego. So most of the times they are in very lower states of vibration. And sometimes it is another way to pump that energy outside of them because it builds so much within them. So they find a way to pump it outside of them. And you could have been the victim because you might have been the person around at the time. It's like when we tell you, like, let the narcissist go, release him or her. I don't necessarily mean release them with hate. No. It doesn't work like that because you understand what a narcissist is, who a narcissist is. You know who they are. And you're not a narcissist. So you release this narcissist and you understand that there is nothing else you could do. Any love you try to pour into them, it didn't work. Any effort you didn't put, you put into that entanglement, it didn't bear any fruits. So, and you understand that that's how they are going to be. The more you continue to educate yourself and you understand that is exactly how they are going to be for the longest of time. If they will heal or not, it's not your business. So you release them. All the narcissists I've dealt with over the years, I have released these people with love. I really have released these people. Some of them even think that I have anything against them. But I just look back and I continue to be grateful because I've detached from these individuals and they no longer have a hold of me. Now I can have the time to focus on myself. But I can watch them from a distance and I wish all the best for them. So if you've had an individual parent, brother, sister, family member, a workmate, whatever, and you have detached from those individuals, you have to understand my empaths, chosen ones. You're not a hateful person, so you cannot release somebody and throw all this hate towards them, okay? Release them with love. It is the universe that is going to decide what is going to come for them or what is going to what their destiny will be. It has nothing to do with you. It has completely nothing to do with you. And a lot of you guys sit down there and you wonder, oh, this karma, the narcissists, when are they going to get the karma? I've always had those kind of questions. When are they going to receive their karma? This is not your business, ladies and gentlemen. You have no idea how many narcissists I've released out of my life, and until this moment, I do not have any hatred for them because I finally understand who a narcissist is. I know who they are. So there's no need for me to explain, somebody to sit down and start explaining to me about a narcissist because I've already been in that entanglements. I know what they are. So, because at the end of the day, you're going to look back at some point in time on your journey. You will look back and you will see these individuals and you will see the same place where you left them is the same place where they are. In some cases, it's even worse than it was before. Because a narcissist is not evolving, okay? A narcissist lives in the reverse. The things that you see them doing are the ones that they want the world to see. But the real picture that is going on inside of their minds, they are living in the reverse. They live in an inverted reality, so they cannot grow upwards. They go the opposite direction, okay? So those people that you've left behind, chosen ones, the ones you have decided to release, always remember that you have to release them with love. And when I say with love, I really mean release these people with love, ladies and gentlemen. You will be surprised as to how far you can go. You will be surprised as to how far you can go when you don't hold any grudge against people. I always preach love on this channel. I've never told you to go ahead, go revenge because they did this, so you're supposed to do the same thing. You cannot play that kind of cat and mouse game. You cannot dance along with the pigs. You cannot swim along with the pigs. The pigs are going to get dirty. They enjoy it. You don't. You don't want to get dirty with the pigs. So why would you start wrestling around with these narcissists and playing with them in a game that they understand the best? It's not going to work. It cannot work, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to get dirty, and at the end of the day, you're going to realize you are simply fighting with demons. So you release and detach. That is the energy. It is the secret. That is how you break these codes. A lot of you guys want to break these codes against toxic people, break cycles and break the loops. The very first thing is love. I preach love as number one. You are supposed to understand regardless of what is happening around your life, you have got to make sure that you stay in that love frequency. It is a very, very high frequency to be. The enemy cannot defeat you when you're vibrating at the frequency of love. They have no hold against you. They do not have anything against you because they cannot break that barrier. It's a very strong barrier for them to break. They cannot break that barrier of love. It's very powerful. So, no hatred for anyone, no revenge, no resentment. You're not going to go around look for them and try to make them pay them, make them accountable for the things they did or stuff like that. That's not how it works, my chosen ones. The moment I released my family, I started to grow. And then I figured out that these was the individuals who was actually hindering my own growth. I'd always been a very creative person from day one. But when you're dealing with toxic people and you want to tap into your creative abilities, they do not allow these things to happen because they feel like you're doing something that is out of their reach. And they cannot handle this to see you prosper and grow. When I left the family, I grew. When I left the narcissist, I grew. When I left toxic people behind, ladies and gentlemen, I started to take off. Because you see, a lot of times, you are carrying dead weight. Toxic people carry a lot of dead weight and energy. When you get involved with them, you're carrying that same weight that they are carrying. They are passing on their traumas, their problems, their issues, their negativity onto you. They are projecting a lot of this energy onto you, and you don't even realize it. But the moment you start to let them go, and you put that barrier of love, I can love you from a distance. You don't have to be close to me. I can wish you well, I can let you go, and I will never look for you, and I can always wish you well and watch you from a distance, but you're operating from a frequency of love. And between them and you, there's that element of love. So they cannot pierce through. Even the things they try to do, you are not going to work because you're on the love frequency. You're on that vibration. It's a very powerful frequency to be, my chosen ones. You have to understand this and understand this. So however it is you've left behind, the message in this video, release them, but remember, release them with love, okay? That is the only way you're going to win. It's been a motivational video. Let us know what you think. You always know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. All the links you need, you will find them in the description below. And until then, I will see you guys in my next one. Denzomos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.